check. Hey, how are we doing today? We are back. A little bright. So, start by I have to show this Trello of what needs to be done. And I'm thinking we'll probably work on billing today. But I want to kind of go through, I have some things I didn't move to done that I think might be done, but I want to make sure they're done before I move them there so that we don't forget about them. So we'll just go through these in no particular order. Metadata colors. I know that, well, let's actually launch our app. We're going to just do it on Mac. Just a better dev experience than working in Chrome. Perhaps one day there'll be a way to make Chrome do hot reload properly, but I wouldn't count on it. It's kind of hard to like reload JavaScript from scratch. I imagine. I've never tried it. Just waiting for this to build. And I guess, okay, so metadata colors. Let's just look on the back end of that. And I'll zoom this a bit. Yeah, that seems probably fine. So let's go to, oh, yeah, let's open our app. Let's make it kind of the size of a browser window. Oh, wow. Oh, because I'm not running my server. Let's start our server up. We'll just click play. We'll just maybe rebuild. Will this let us? Yeah. Wow, it's still not. Okay, what's the problem here? Oh, it's still not started. There we go. Rebuild. Still? Okay, there we go. We are back at it in action. We'll put this here. And actually, I'm going to. Yeah, that's fine. And my OBS, yeah, this is happening again. So let me try and fix this. It keeps freezing. Hopefully I can do this without stopping the stream. Okay, restart capture. That seemed to fix it. Okay, in the chat, if you notice that I'm talking about shit and the screen is not reflecting what I'm talking about and stuff seems frozen, please let me know. I don't know why I'm having this trouble sometimes. Okay, so yeah, metadata colors. So we definitely have at least the ability to edit them. It's in our theme. We have background color and theme color. Cool. The question is, are we making use of that in our front end? So let's look at the template, index, this right here. So we are using, okay, we have status bar black, that's fine. Color, that's for, okay, yeah, I guess we're not. So let's open up our distribution views. Are we passing over? We're not even passing any of the colors over. Okay, models, project. Oops, no. Models, core. What is our main content? What is our main, oh, here it is. Okay, so we need background color and theme color to be passed through. So let's get that going. I feel like before the fab icons makes sense logically. And theme color. Okay, cool. So that's a good start. And then let's, we can totally do this in a few different ways. I guess we could just have just a style tag here. HTML body background color is going to be equal to our lovely background, which I think I have on my clipboard. No, theme color, damn. Background color, and let's just change this to Django HTML, or Django template, so we actually don't have those weird errors. Okay, cool. So that at least gets like the background color working, which is great. And let's actually, we can just test this easily in localhost, or what is it? It's example -host.internal 8000. And there's our temporary loading thing, which I'm going to change in a moment. And let's actually, yeah, we can test this through the UI. Let us open up this and change our background color to something really atrocious. Save changes. And let's just do a refresh here. Doesn't seem to be reflecting. Background color is blank, because I didn't save this file. Hey, there we go. So we have this background color now, and if we refresh, we do see the red, and then it does go away, because obviously our app takes over. But that's nice. A question in the chat, why not using ServerPod? I love ServerPod. I think it's great for certain things, but I'm also a kind of person that knows what the best tool is for the job. And for what we're building here, to me, Django is a lot more ready to go, has a lot more bells and whistles for the kind of stuff we need. Stuff like subscriptions, stuff like asynchronous tasks and stuff using Celery. I'm also very comfortable in it because although the API part of this, could totally be done in ServerPod really easily, there's a lot more to this project because there's basically a continuous integration and stuff. When someone commits their code, it's going to do a webhook to this thing and it's going to rebuild. There's a lot going on, but we are using Flutter on the front end, so it is still familiar to you. Okay, so we're getting our background color now. Theme color. I need to look this up. Meta tags for theme color HTML. How do you customize your web page on mobile with meta tags? Oh, it's a LinkedIn article. That's amazing. We're not going to follow that. Let's just see. Is it just this? Do we not have this already? Let's see. Theme color. We don't. Okay, so let's grab this. And we can just put this in our meta tags. So for this, we would just use, instead of theme color, we're going to use number, or not number sign, but we're going to use our theme color variable. And that should get us completed on that task. Let's just double check. We're just going to refresh. Theme color, content is blank. We should probably also have this in an if statement. If theme color, because if it's blank or null, let's just not inject this and let the browser do its thing. And similarly, we should probably do that with this too. And I'll do it right in the style tag here. If background color, because we don't want it to be blank. And if. Okay, so now we shouldn't see the tag in there. Yeah, perfect. And if we actually go to our Flutter app and edit and change our theme color to, let's pick something really fun, this lovely green, and save changes. We should now see that in there. Now this I don't think is something that shows up in things like Firefox or really any browsers, but let's see if I can load a simulator. We will see it on iOS, which is important. So we're just going to grab this URL here, and once our simulator loads, we should see it making use of that. Hey, that was fast. Well, it was going. Everything was going so well. Okay. Let me paste. It's going to be like, would you like to allow paste? Oh, it's not letting me paste that in. Did I not copy it? Paste. There we go. So if we go here, we should see, yeah, there's our green color. That's like the theme color. You see it in iOS. I'm sure Android has a similar thing, and it's also kind of used underneath here as like a little bit of a nice touch. Okay, so we're done with that. Everything's good. I think we can mark that off the list. So let's do that. And I'm going to close the simulator. That's really the only reason I wanted to see. Metadata colors. This is done. Done, 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 done. So yes, we are using Dart. So yes, you have to use Dart with Flutter. There's some exceptions to that. Obviously, you could use something like Flutter Flow. It's using Dart under the hood, but you're not really like writing code. I don't recommend Flutter Flow. Maybe if you're building something really simple and you have no idea where to start, prototype something there. The other exception I would say is there's a project called Flet, which I haven't used, but I've looked at. And Flet uses Flutter, or uses Dart ultimately, because it has to be Dart, and then the Dart compiles to the various languages like JavaScript for web and everything else for its platform. What Flet is, though, it's kind of like a layer on top of Dart and Flutter that you actually write in Python. So if you look at this code here, it's Python code, and it is really, it's kind of like thinking of something like how TypeScript is like a superset of JavaScript. It's not. The app is not going to be running in Python. You're just using Python to kind of build the code, and it ultimately does a bunch of stuff under the hood, and you never touch the Dart code. So that's an exception. In my case, you're seeing Python code here, and that's because this is the backend. I'm building a full stack project. It has a backend that's built in Python and Django. And that's where the API is. That's where all the complicated stuff is. And then in this window, which is blue. Red for backend, blue for front end, for whatever reason. This is Dart code, and this is the Flutter application itself. I hope that makes sense. Hi, Yash. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're just going through my checklists of things to do, because I think a lot of these things are done. I just want to make sure they're working. Loading screen I haven't done. Splash screen we kind of did yesterday, at least the basics of it. We could make it better, but it works for now. I'm going to instead make a improve splash screen. Actually, we could probably just do that now. I think all I really wanted to do is we'll just do something if. So we just need to have like our background basically also take account. So let's just do that, and then we can actually knock this off the list. So I want to say for this, we're going to check if the BG is set. And basically what we want to do is have a background image will be a URL, And the URL itself will be this right here. That should work. Oh, but we need to, obviously, I'll wrap this in a body tag. So we're just kind of injecting some CSS here. And then we also want to have the one for the dark. Now, we'll need a media query for this. Media query for dark mode. Preferred color scheme. So let's just see how they do it. Yeah. So we would just grab this basically. And if it's dark, it'll essentially use that one. So that's how we can do that. So let's test to see if that's working. First of all, we can view the source of our thing just to see if that CSS is coming. So we do have background image URL. So that looks like it's kind of working. But, oh, there it is. Oh, interesting. It's like only coming at the last minute. I think because the body needs a height of 100 VH and a width of 100%. Should work. So that's 100 vertical height units. And we only need to do that if there is actually a splash screen. And I think that will solve that problem. Oops, that should be like that. Let's find out. Okay, it kind of works. We also want to make sure, I guess, the body doesn't have any padding. 0, margin, 0. And for our background image, we should have background size. Let's use cover. Is this still within? It just doesn't like really work well. Okay, there it is. It's coming in. It's just a little bit, but that's working. Cool. Terrible graphics. Let's just so we don't have to look at this crap. Let's actually like make it better. Let's go to. This is an amazing tool that I love to use when I don't feel like waiting for Photoshop to load. It's called Photopia. It's much faster, and it is literally Photoshop in the browser. It's free, and it's almost like feature complete, like equal. So let us just create something that's maybe, yeah, that size is probably fine. And let's just fill, what can we do here? Make a new layer, edit, fill, and let's do, I guess we could actually do a gradient. So let's pick a gradient, even though gradients don't usually look good when they get whatever. I'm just going to do something maybe like this, but make it less drastic. Just like something from a purple to a kind of other shade of purple or something. Let's see. Something like that looks cool. And now how do we use this tool? Just to go like that. All right, we're good. So we're going to save this. We're going to make it a JPEG. At 80%, sure. And let's just put this in my temp directory. We'll call this like purple BG. And we'll go back to our app. And let's edit this, go to its theme, splash screen. So I need to do the dark mode background technically. So let's, yeah, we can just remove that. We didn't have to, we could have just replaced it, but also wanted to test it. So let's grab purple BG and we'll crop it. It's already the right size, which is great. And then splash background for light mode, we'll just use the same one. Oh, wow. Wonder what happened there. Okay. Connection refused. Wow. Okay, let's just, I don't know what that exactly is. See what happens again. Just a one-off thing. Who knows? We'll get to the bottom of it. Okay, as for our logo, let's just make a new thing. We'll make it 512 by 512. We'll get rid of the background, and let's just make some text that says like, how do I write text in this? My app. Cool. And we can just center this by doing this. And we can make the font size like 80 pixels. Yeah, it looks amazing. My app. I guess we should have centered it after. And let's just change that font to... We've got a whole bunch of fonts in here we can use. What's this one look like? Oh, that looks cool. Sure. but it needs to be like twice the size. My app. This is pretty awesome. So let's save that. This one will be a PNG because we want that transparency. And my app. And now we'll go here, and for the foreground, my app. Yep. And my app. We'll save our changes, and let's go back to our lovely website. Cool. I mean, those colors look terrible together, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. My app. The one thing I do want to change, though, is edit project, theme. We want to make the background color kind of similar to that purple that we had, just so it doesn't shock us. So we can grab that by the eyedropper tool. Let's just grab like this. And we'll use that for our background color and even our theme. So now it shouldn't be as disruptive. It's like you see the purple first, it loads instantly, because the image is going to take a bit of time. But I wish I made this better. I'm going to just, you know what, I am just going to make this better. Yeah, sure. Let's just make the text color. We can do that a few ways, but we can just do effects, color overlay, and change it to white. Or maybe like a really light purple. That'll look great. Okay, we'll save this over top. All right, we'll just do my app, replace, and then of course we must edit our theme. It's the little things in life, you know, when your software starts to work. Oh, sometimes Mac does that. It like doesn't let you click the newest thing. There we go. It's not Flutter, just my operating system being so mean. Save changes. Okay, this will actually, well, I haven't really tested it, but we're about to test it now. Yeah, see, that's a little bit cleaner. Terrible logo, but it's working. Okay, we can mark that as complete now. It's good enough. Splash screen, done. Loading screen, that's a separate thing. Like, I've looked into the docs on this. I think we can do something there where we actually can hook into like Flutter's loading thing and actually show like a little thing. I've seen an example of that. We're not going to do that now, though. We're going to keep it in the to-do. Okay, upload manifest.json. That I know is not done, but that's something we could do. I'm not going to do it now. Okay, I know that's not done. These are kind of like DevOpsy things, which I did have this working at one point, but I have to redo it for some reason. Then that's going to be a whole thing. App Builder infrastructure tweak. That is, I don't know why it's called that. I'm just gonna. So I do have this working, the actual app building, completely within this Django project, and it works fine. Except when I do deploy it, I have to basically like really scale up the app server to make it work because it needs a lot of memory. So I've decided I'm going to kind of handle this similar to how I do in another project, where I actually have an independent something just on DigitalOcean instead of in Kubernetes that will actually be doing the building. They'll talk to each other through like RabbitMQ or some kind of like Celery sort of thing, and that'll work fine. But I don't want to deal with that right now. Register. Technically, register works. We're only going to allow people to register through GitHub. I think this is done, but I actually can't even. Well, I guess I can log out. Wait, how do you log out? Log out. I remember how to log out. So we have a sign up page. Okay, yeah. I guess we do have this. We will be tweaking this because I'm not going to let people sign up. Normally, it's going to be just GitHub Connect. The main reason I want this is because when I'm building on Mac, I want to be able to log in. So I'm just going to change this card to update register to be GitHub only. Support and feedback, yep. Login page. Oh, I already kind of have, yeah. I guess those are two separate things. Login and register. Okay, now these things here. Configure SEO title to combine base title or not. That's a great question. So where do we have title? Okay, yeah, we just take the title here. Where does title come from? Project SEO title. Yes. Okay, that's actually proper because that's what we want. It's when we're actually adding the route context, which this is probably the most complicated part of this project, is this code right here. I'm very proud of it. We don't actually need the print anymore. But this is basically what checks what route you're on and updates the metadata accordingly. Okay, so we have this. Oh yeah, okay. If key, oh wait, key equals title, we take the field, and then we take this if key equals title. So right here is where I think I want to check that. So we have something for like append, or did I not even make this? I don't think I've made this yet. Okay, cool. We get to make something new. I have it in the front end. So there's SEO advanced. Wait, do I not even have this? So that's the default. Oh, right, it's on the mat. It's on the route itself. That's why. Okay. Route models. There's something for type static API URL. Okay, maybe I don't have it. So let's go to our routes, and yeah, we have primary app title strategy. So let's look at that in our route model, magic route model. I had to call it magic route in the Flutter side because the word route is basically like a reserved word. It's not reserved, but it's used in other packages and it's just complicated, so we call it a magic route. Okay, so we have title override. I've built it on the front end. Do we not have it in the back end? We don't. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. So we're going to make that on the route itself. Where is the best place to do this? Probably just at the end. Or almost the end. Let's do it. So we have static title. Yeah. Models dot. This will be a char field. And default is going to be equal to something. Now what we'll do is we can make a class in here, a subclass basically, called, what was this thing? Let's just call it title strategy. And if we look at what we did over here, what do we have? We have override, prepend, and append. Awesome. And I can actually more or less probably actually copy this to kind of have a good starting point. Okay, cool. So instead of these, we are going to just have this equals this, and then it is, oh yeah, let's just do it this way. I don't need to have a friendly version. I don't know what it means. And then we want to make these capitals, which there's probably a way to do that in VS Code, but I can type it faster. Okay, then what we can do is in our default, we'll use default dot, I think append, primary app title strategy. Let me just see what we have in the UI for that. Override prepend. So I think prepend will be the default, and that basically means like it's going to take the SEO title and then put, you know, the actual like main title like this, which a lot of sites do when you're on like a deep page. Okay, then we can do choices equals title strategy dot choices, and max length. Let's just make it like 12. Okay, cool. So we have that now, and then we'll go to our admin for routes and see, yeah, okay, we're cool there. And our serializer for routes, we need to actually add this in as a field. It's not a read-only field though, so we don't need it there. Cool. Now, we do need to make a migration for this. And we'll run the migration. Let's test to see if this works. So if I go back to Flutter now and we have this about, that's not what we want to change. Let's do prepend. Save changes. Magic route saved. Okay, cool. So let's find out if in our to find the one. Oh, yeah, these about. This is probably the one. Prepend. That's what we changed it to, right? Let's edit this again, and we'll do append. Save changes. Just want to make sure stuff's connected. Stuff is connected. It's a beautiful thing when things work. So yeah, assigned. Who is assigned? So my teammate Manuel is assigned to some stuff on here. This is a project that I've been building on and off for a bit, and I've been getting some help from him on certain things. Maybe he's in the chat. He can say hi if he's here. He is a Flutter dev, so he's been helping with some of the front end stuff on this. Okay, where were we? Yes, okay, so now we have that functionality working. So the idea is that we want to essentially check the route. So if route dot equals, we do route dot title strategy dot, and here we can go, let's say override, then context key is going to be equal to just the field itself. L if route.primary equals route.titlestrategy.prepend, which is our default. This is where we basically want something like this. We have the field first, and then the normal one. And then basically, I guess for this, we've covered all our bases. We can just have an else. And we basically just reverse these, right? So let's do that. And we'll do something like that. At some point, we could allow people to like not use a dash. Although, let's see. Let's actually, I think a colon is a little bit nicer. Oh, that got messy. What I can do to make that look cleaner is I can just have something called title strategy. Because I like stuff to look clean. We can actually just kind of cast it to a different variable. And now that's better. That's better. How's everyone doing today? How are we all doing? How are we all doing? Let me know. Okay, so we have that working. Well, we have to test it. So I'm going to go to the About page right here. And we should see here we have, oh, right, but then, well, actually, it doesn't matter if Flutter takes it over because we only care about what shows up in here because that's what the bots are going to see. That's what, the search engines are going to see. So we do have, where's title? Title, dash host, example, about, and we should have it also here too. Okay, so it does do the about, meaning we are prepending, which I think is what we had set. Let's change this to, oh, wait, we have it set to append. Does that make sense? Append, yeah, it would be happening after, yeah. So let's do prepend, save changes, and now we should see about, and then that, yeah, it's all working. And edit again, let's do override. So override should get rid of the primary title and just be the word about. It's a beautiful thing, guys. So we can mark that as move to, I can just drag it. This is done. Okay, upload OG image, defaults, and static routes. I know that, I think we have that. So the static image here, is this being made use of? So this is our about page. Let's look at the OG image. It looks like this is the right thing. Okay, that's working. Then what was the other thing in this note? OG image defaults. Oh yeah, so let's remove this actually and just make sure it falls back to whatever we're using elsewhere, which now it's gone. So let's see, do we not have a default one? We do. Okay, so we have to figure out why that is happening. Okay, cool. I wonder if it's because it's blank. Maybe we have to actually check if field before we actually do anything. Oh no, we're already checking that. If field and field does not equal that. Okay, so we're not making use of. Maybe we're just not making use of it in general. Let's look at the template here. So we have image. Oh yeah, it's just a blank freaking string. Project.seo image. So we'll use that by default. There we have it. And I'm confident that will work now. This should be this lovely image. Oh yeah. Yay. Okay, so we have that working. Duplicate project for another branch. So this is done on the front end. Let's just see how it actually works. Duplicate project. So now we would give it a new branch. What would you like for the new branch? What name would you like for the new branch? I feel like we can improve that. What branch would you like to build from? And it looks like we have this in 2 spots, which isn't the best thing in the world, but we'll just live with it for now. We'll save both. Yeah, we have a branch input formatter, which this is cool. So there's a regular expression to make sure it's all lowercase, or it's all whatever. I don't know what this regular expression does, but it makes sure that it is fine to use. So let's duplicate project. What branch? Oh, what happened? No, wait, that's the code I wrote, right? Or what branch would you like to build from? Branch name. What are we using in this? We're using main, so let's have a stage branch. Submit. And there we go. Doesn't do anything yet, because we're going to make it do something. So we have duplicate. So our duplicate function goes off and calls this. So we need to. This is a clean architecture project, which I love, but also gets annoying for finding things. We want the implementation version of this, and duplicate we'll find. So what does this do? Calls our data source at duplicate. Data source project. Project data source Django. And we'll work for the word duplicate. There we go. We just have this future.delay. So we're going to await project/id/duplicate. And that's a new thing we have to make. So let's go to our project API URLs. And it's basically the same as this, except the word duplicate after. And let's just call this project duplicate view, which we need to import, which also does not exist. So let's make that. Let's use the project API view. And we probably don't need these kinds of things. So def post. So project PK we get from our quargs, and we need to get that project, and we need to check if they're the owner of it. I could probably refactor this to use a proper permission, but it's fine for now. And then what do we want to actually return here? Well, we actually need to do something now. So we need to clone the project. Let's make something called new project equals. I think there's a nice trick to this. We can take the project and we go new project dot pk equals none. New project dot UID equals none. New project dot created at equals none. New project dot updated at equals none. We're just basically resetting the things. What else do we need to worry about here? We need the branch name. That's fine. Okay, so out of all this stuff, we'd still keep the name, although we're going to want to regenerate the name, aren't we? That's fine. So we need to, let's make notes of this. We need name. We need to get the branch. We'll keep everything else the same, like whether you're using WASM or not. Yeah, get branch. I'll actually just call it that. That is going to change. We'll keep all the SEO title stuff. Everything favicons. Yeah, we're just going to keep all that stuff. Okay, so the name, we actually have to generate a unique slug. So we can go, let's see where we do this. Right here. Oh, that's for the slug. Okay, shit. So yeah, we do need to generate our slug. Okay, so we'll just do new project.slug is going to be equal to project.generate unique slug, and we're passing in new project.name. And actually, we'd want to do this because we might actually do this first so that we can get that. And then the branch is going to be the branch name. Get branch. So we'll do the get branch first, which is something that is, how do we have this? We're sending it up as the word branch, so we need to get that. Branch equals quargs. Is it in the quargs? Where do we? This is using a serializer. I wonder if I should just make a serializer for it. Nah. Request.data. Do I do .post anywhere? Let's just use this. I think it gets put in the quargs, but I'm not actually totally sure. So yeah, we'll just have branch here. And actually, let's call this get branch. And we should also check, because we're not using a serializer, if not get branch, we'll throw an exception. And we can just kind of do branch required. And we should also make sure, I guess, that there's no other projects with this same repo and branch, because that would be complicated and would actually cause a database error, because those are a unique field. Let's just check our unique fields again. Unique together. Okay, we can use the remote ID, the branch, and the owner. So let's check. Already exists equals project.objects.filter. We'll call .exists on this, which will give us a true or false. And what we need to pass in is the get remote ID. And we can just use new project dot get remote ID. Owner is going to be equal to request dot user. And the other one we need to check is branch, get branch equaling to get branch. And we can just check if already exists. We want to throw another exception. That's something like project with this. Yeah, this Git repository. Are we going to say a project already exists with this repository and branch? Cool. And then we get out of it. Okay, so we have git branch from up there, so we can get rid of that. New project slug, we do that. Now how do we get the name? Let's look at our views when we actually create. That's not the right view. Where did we generate the slug again? Okay, this is create. Yeah, this is from repo. Okay, so where do we get the name? The name is repo.name. What we want to do, though, to make this slightly different, is we'll use new project.name equals. We'll do a string here of we'll use our current name, new project.name, because we'd already have that, and then we can actually put the branch here. Maybe we do little squares. I wonder if we should do that in general with the name. No, I think it's okay when you just have the one project, but when you have a second one, it'll be like, this is the one for stage. And I think we allow renaming it anyways, because the name isn't actually important. It's just fine. Okay, so now we do new project.save. How this works. Will this return the saved version? No, it's not. Okay, so we save the project. Then I guess we want to return basically the project serializer version of the project, which is just a nice thing to do. So we'll return that. It will always be a 201 in this case. If it gets all the way here, it's 201 meaning success and created. And we want to make sure we use, of course, the new project to get its new ID and a UID. And we go to our URLs, make sure we hook this up right, /duplicate, and that's what we have here, right? Projects /id /duplicate. Let's add a trailing slash. We'll get rid of this future.delayed. And let's test this out. Oh, what the heck? Was it just hanging and waiting the whole time? Like no timeout? Hang on, what the heck just happened? No, there's no way. There's no way, right? Oops, where I want to go. Let's go to our projects. Yeah, it did. Okay, let's try this. Duplicate project. We're going to do from stage, our stage branch, and click submit. And we get this amazing error. What's the error? Or it might have actually worked and we're just not actually handling. Nope, it did not work. So, broken pipe. Oh, wait. Where's our actual? Okay, there's our. Oh, not found. v1 project 1 /duplicate. Duplicate. Is this spelled right? Duplicate. How is it not found? This is the project URLs, correct? I wonder if it's getting to the view and just. Let's just print out some stuff here. God, here. That's the best debugging I can think of. All right, here we go. Duplicate project, stage. Oh, we do get here. Okay, so we're getting a not found, which must mean it's one of our errors. This is right here. Okay, project equals project PK. Do we not? What is the ID of this? This is number 1. Okay, why is it not finding it? Okay, we must. Okay. Let's see, maybe we did something wrong. Duplicate project, stage. It is getting 1. Okay, so what's the problem here? Oh, maybe we're getting the not found thing here. Branch required. That could be the problem here. This should be a not found. This should be a bad request. That was just a bad copy and paste on my behalf. And bad request, yeah. I bet you that is the error we're getting. At least I hope so. Yeah, bad request. There we go. 400. Okay, cool. So I guess the way we're getting git branch is not actually working. Yeah, we're getting none. So let's actually do quargs.get. Maybe it does get put in there. And let's just set a default, because why not? Duplicate project. Okay, we got none. So how are we setting this up? We're doing the params. Let's just print out our params here. Maybe something's not being passed along. Branch. We are passing branch as a data param. Oh, why are we printing the params twice? Okay, that's fine. Why aren't I getting the post data? I mean, I guess we could just make a serializer for it. Let's just do this the proper way. There's no reason not to. Okay, so we're going to have a serializer class, and we're going to have it equal to, let's just open up our whatever serializer, any serializer here, and let's just make, it's basically going to be like this. We'll call it project duplicate serializer. We don't need the repo, but we do need the branch. Okay, so we'll use this, and we want to import that. So now we have a serializer class, and then what we can actually do is similar to what we do up here. We just validate the data ahead of time. So serializer equals self.serializer. Serializer is valid, and then we can get our branch name. Oh, I'm doing this in the wrong place, aren't I? Yep. And then we actually don't even need this check because our serializer is going to validate that anyways. And then it's just get branch equals serializer, or serializer dot validated data dot get, and we need branch. And we probably want to also just trim get branch equals get branch dot strip. Is it strip? Doesn't know what this is, so let's actually just make it know what it is. Is it strip? Is it trim? Trim? Wait, doesn't know this is a string? What the heck? Okay, let's just do it this way. Sometimes it's a nice trick just to do this to find out what it is. Dot strip. Yep. And we can just go get branch dot strip. Now this, actually, before I paste it in, does this return? Yeah, it returns it. So that's what we want to do, just so that we don't have like spaces and stuff. We could do that somewhere else, but I'm just going to do it right off the top. And then, yeah, we need to save this file because we have this error. And now we will test it out again. Duplicate project, stage. Okay, what is our 400 error? It could be a owner issue. I'm logged in, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, so bad request, is it this one, maybe? Owner issue, could be that. I don't think that's it, though. Okay, it's not that error. I'm getting 400 errors. What is our 400 error? Where is this error happening? Okay, what we need to do is actually look at the network request here, or response. Do I have an inspector in this project? No. Alright, we're going to use the network inspector. This is the, this thing doesn't usually work, but it might give us a little more insight. Otherwise, we'll build to Chrome and use the good one. Okay, let's just save that. And we will hope for the best. Okay, we are getting them here. So here's our request. We're passing up stage. Here we go. Oh, this field is required. This field is required. This field is required. What? Am I not using... Oh, shit. I didn't actually... Oh, I see. I put this here. It meant to be here. That's where all of our problems are. It's using... Because I think this already has a default serializer. Yeah, it's using the project serializer. Oh, man. Duplicate project. Stage. Okay, cool. So that's good. It's not perfect. It's still broken, but we got past that. Okay, so we have this error. It's saying generate unique slug. Full name dot split. Where's that happening? Okay, it's happening in our generate unique slug. Full name dot split. Oh, you know why? It's probably because I made this actually before we had the full name properly, I think. Let's see. Name. No, it's here. Full name. Okay. Where does... Okay, generate unique slug. I think I just passed the wrong thing in. Yep, new project.full name. That's why. There we go. That should solve it now. Let's go back here, duplicate project, stage. Okay, project has no attribute. Full name. Damn it. Damn it. That's something I love about Dart. It would have told me that. It wouldn't even compiled. Damn interpreted languages. Stage. Submit. Okay. It looks like something happened. So now we go back. Let's look at our project list. Refresh. Oh no. Oh, we have a integrity error. Null value in column UUID. Oh, I think project.id equals none. Maybe there was something I missed. Because it should be just generating that anyways. We could just make one, I guess. We could just use a get UUID, I think is a function we have. Yeah. We can just generate the UID here. Okay. Let's try it again. I'm just going to also give us a little more room there. Stage. Here we go. Okay, so we have a duplicate key violation. Yeah, we do. I guess let's, before we save, let's print out some things. Print, what are the things we care about in our, care about this. New project dot this, get branch, and the owner. Let's see why that's failing, because that's our only unique constraint. I wonder if it's possible that, yeah, okay. Duplicate project, stage. Okay, so before this error we have, okay, we have main. Oh, did we not actually update the branch name? No, we didn't. Let's just do it here. Equals get branch. There we go. We did it in the check, in this check here, but we didn't actually use that. Fun. Duplicate project. This is going to work this time. I can feel it. Yeah. So now we should over here have dash host example stage. It should have all the same settings as before. It does. That's great. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's get rid of that print. And now let's go to the Flutter side and actually work with this a little bit better. So what we could actually return from here is again a project if everything goes well. So we'll do that. We'll have final result equals this, and I'm sure we have, yeah, then we just return this. And I guess we'll call it response to conform to this. Okay, so now we return a project, and that's going to create an issue because our data source says it returns void. Now we're going to allow a project to come back. All right, cool. Let's close a bunch of stuff, and we'll go to our project repository. Yep, and our project repository implementation. So similarly, this will now return a project, and we have to now conform to this here. Duplicate. This will return a project. Oh yeah, everything's working great. Okay, cool. So now, where do we actually call this? So we have the one project detail widget. Let's work with this one. What is that loads the new one? Okay, because I kind of want to like bring people to it is basically the idea. Meaning, okay, so we would do that. We run the duplicate. Result equals this. This should be our little, it's not, because we are still returning bool here. This will return a project is the idea. Or actually, we could do our logic, no. Yeah, let's return a project here. Obviously a nullable project, because things might not work. So we'll return null. This is just our form provider, right? Otherwise, okay, so we have this. This is no longer void. This should be a project. And let's just make a new project. And we'll return the new project, if that worked. So we refresh. It says the project was duplicated. Why is this even... oh, yeah. That's fine. Okay. So we have that. And I feel like we can actually do the same thing. Like, I think we just switch them to that new project. And yeah, let's just kind of do this. But I feel like this, oh, we can do this logic over here. So we can check if result does not equal null. We will use our selected project provider and set it. Oh, we also need to like load. How does this work again? Oh yeah, so we are refreshing. Duplicate. I need to figure out this. I'll figure that in a sec. Make sure context is mounted before we push them there. Okay, cool. And that's our... Oh, I guess we should probably call this new project, and we want to use new project ID. But we need to select our thing with that. This is just storing an index, isn't it? Shit. Let's just see. I probably have this code somewhere else that does something helpful. This is the context switcher, okay. Context switcher gets it from my project's list provider. So we should make sure that gets refreshed. And this is a full, shit. we need to wait for this to be done. So let's make this a future void, and we'll actually await this. Cool. Because we want to await this before we actually set it. Should be pretty quick, but we need to await. And then it's kind of hacky, but it's going to get the job done. So we can do ref.read, paste in that, dot, so that's all the projects, and actually we can do index where p.id is equal to new project.id. That'll get us the index. And then we're just going to check if new project index is greater or equal to 0, because it'll be -1 if it doesn't find anything, then we'll do all this stuff. Because yeah, this won't be null, right? This is just an int. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to save everything. And let's actually just do a little bit of cleanup here. Let's go back to our thing. We're going to take our dash host example stage one that we made, delete it, rebuild our Flutter app. So it's no longer there. It is still there. There's some kind of caching going on, or oh, you know what? I don't think I deleted it yet. Yeah, we have to confirm delete. Okay. There we go. It's gone. So we're going to try to duplicate this one to stage. And now we're brought there to the stage one. However, we don't actually have any of its details for some reason. Oh, because we're not actually duplicating. We need to duplicate that stuff too. Haha. Okay. Okay, so basically, let's look at our, what do we care about? We care about our route model. So route has a thing to project, and it is using a related name .routes. Okay, so we have to save our project, because that needs to exist first. Then we have to go for our original project. For we'll just do route in project, so the one that we actually came in, because this one won't have it anymore. It's connected that way. So we'll do that. Sorry, project.routes.all, because that's the related name. We have to basically do something. We'll do like new route equals route, and then new route dot. We have to kind of do the same idea. I don't think the ID thing was needed, but it didn't seem to hurt. So let's just do it. We need to make its ID none. We need this stuff here. New route. We get a new UID. This thing has a UID. Yep. Keep everything else, and then the main important thing is we need to set its project. New route.project equals new project. Okay, that'll handle the routes in theory. We do have to obviously save new route.save. Duplicating's fun. I would probably make a utility function for this, but this is the only place I think we're ever going to. It's only going to be in this API call. If we end up needing it somewhere else, I'll make this work better, but this is totally fine. What else do we have? We have routes, deployments. We do not want to duplicate. Because you don't want to see old deployments. This is a fresh thing, but we'll keep the routes. I think that's all we needed. Let's look at the app. Magic routes. Yeah, no deployments yet. Wicked. Okay, so let's clean up again. And we can just take this, and we can go like this. Delete the stage one. Yes. And I think we can call this one done. One and done. Okay, back to Flutter. Let's take this and let's duplicate the project. We're going to do it to stage. Okay, it did not work, or something went wrong. Let's go to routes. Yeah, it didn't seem like it duplicated the routes. Darn. Let's find out what's going on there. For route in project.routes, that's how you spell routes. I mean, I guess we could do something routes equal route dot objects dot filter, where project is equal to our. Oh, you know what's happening? Because this is not. Yeah, we can just use the project PK. That's what we actually need to do. The thing is, like, I'm doing this kind of like so it's like clear what it is, but technically, like in Python, anything I change in new project is actually changing project. We're not actually like copying it here. We are just essentially referencing it. So I don't even have to call it new project. I could just call it, project this point on. So that's what's happening. So we can actually go where project ID, this is one way to do it, equals project PK. And then we go like this. That should solve it. Okay, this thing's still gone. All right, and then let's just duplicate a project. So let's actually rebuild this because I deleted stuff. My projects, yay! So let's go here, duplicate project, call it stage, submit. And there's our magic routes, yay! Copied over, but let's just make sure they are actually new ones and not just changes. Yeah, we have 4 now, we're good. Okay, let's commit some code here. I mean, we did a bunch of stuff. We did some theme updates, route naming, and duplication, among other things. We'll pause that, or push that. And I'm going to just take a 3-minute break, or maybe 5. I will be back. Okay. What we need to do is we do have the project card also allows this. So um, I don't love copying and pasting stuff like this, but oh, we need to also have this. I import some things. I don't love it, but like we could put this logic in. We could put this logic in the provider. Maybe that's a better way to do it. This is our, or it's the project form. Like we could do it all here. Maybe that's the best way to do it. I don't want to do the routing there though. I just don't like that. So we're gonna, okay. So wait, if new project does not equal null, which it won't be null in this case. We already know that. So let's just copy basically all this stuff. And let's just paste this here. Oh, it needs to be asynchronous. Oops, that's my JavaScript knowledge coming through. We need to import this, so that'll do that. And then we're not going to do this part, so let's get rid of that. And basically, that's what's going to go here. Okay, that's nice. We get it. We just make sure it's not null, then we redirect them. I'd rather have that. So let's go to our project card. Or was it? This was the card. So project detail, we basically want the same thing. Let's just grab literally for everything from if branch. Project detail widget. Yeah, we want this code here all the way to here, I think. Okay, save everything. And now let's test this again. And we're actually going to test it twice. Oops. So let's duplicate this project. And let's use develop as the branch, or just dev. Click submit. Boom, seemed to work. Oh, haha. That's funny. It takes the name from before. Of course it does. Okay, we need to rethink that. So the project name, we actually, how do we generate the project name? Let's just go back to how that works. That would be in the same thing. So let's go to project views. Name. Name is repo.name. Okay, so we'll just use that. Which I think is just project.repo.name. That's part of the, I'm pretty sure that repo is, or is it the other way around? Oh, it's not even, okay. I think we can just use git. Did we not store that? Git full. Okay, you know what? So let's use the original project dot the git full name dot split on the slash dot first. Which, can I do dot first? I forget. No, you can for a database query, but not this. We just want to get that. Okay, I think that will work. So let's just test again by duplicating this project. And we'll do QA. That's a common branch name. There we go. So it went back. Oh, shit. We don't want first. We want the second one. We want what's after my name. So let's duplicate this again as testing. Or let's just call it like prod or something. Okay, dash house example prod. But that's not actually the name. Where do we... Is there really nothing in here for the repo? That's annoying. Okay, another way we could do this... Yeah, you know what? there's a better way to do this, because if someone renames it, we might want to use that. So let's have something called new name is going to be equal to, actually, let's just undo everything, because we're using this, right? Yeah. So new name is going to be equal to, we're going to take this, we're going to split on the first square character, like that, and do 0. And then take all of that and put in the branch name. So we can then wrap this whole thing in a string, an F string, and do that, which we're good. And then we'll actually take this and put it here, meaning now we actually don't need a variable name, we can just do this. Now I think that'll work, because I think when you split on something that doesn't exist, it all just becomes part of it. So this will always work, if I'm correct about that. If I'm not, I apologize. Okay, so now let's duplicate this, or let's not use this one. Let's start clean. So let's go to our projects, and we're gonna get rid of prod, this one, and this one. We keep the example one. Perfect. And you thought duplicating stuff was easy. It's gonna delete all the routes according to it, which is exactly what we want. And now we will rebuild our app. And what am I looking for here? Flutter. Okay, we're back. And let's just duplicate this. Let's do the same thing again. So we do stage. There, we got dash host example stage. Duplicate project, dev. And now it goes to dev. Wait, is it adding a test? It is. This is so funny. So it's actually adding an extra space every time. So we can fix that simply by taking whatever this is and actually stripping it. We could also have just done it like this, but I feel like this is cleaner. Okay, so let's try that again. Foobar, this should just work now. Yeah, there we go. And now we go to all of our projects, and we see we have so many, it's crazy. All right, duplication is done. Let us delete all. I'm actually gonna, yeah, just keep 2. We don't need the sick bow one. Can always add it again later. Cool. Done and done. Duplicate project. Done. WASM option. I feel like I already handled this. Maybe not. Okay. We need to go to our distribution utils or tasks. I think it's utils. Might be tasks. No, this is it. Okay, cool. So we have our Dart define here. FVM use, build web, release. And then we can just do something where it's like project, it's something like WASM if project dot, we have the project, right? We don't even access the project in this context, do we? This will be a bool. Let's just pass that through. I should just pass the project through, shouldn't I? But whatever, we're almost done. We can refactor that later. Okay, so now we can do this. If WASM enabled, else nothing. And I'm actually going to do a space here and have this here. So it doesn't add a space. Not that it matters. No, is that actually the command? Oh yeah, dash dash wasm. That should do it then. We're going to test this out. I'm just going to remove the run command. No, whatever. We'll just actually let it do its thing. Okay, so here we would do running FVM build. We just need to start our worker, so we actually test this out. And let's enable WASM on our project. This will probably break because I don't think this project is actually going to work with WASM, but I just want to make sure the command happens. So it will enable WASM. Oh. Oh. It's more to it than that, it seems. WASM. Maybe I'm just not passing the serializer? Oh, there's like an error. Project serializers. WASM. No, WASM's here. Okay. Let's enable WASM. Oh, maybe. Oh, it's because I'm on a project that doesn't exist anymore. Excuse me. Okay, cool. So now let's go back to our thingy and go here and we'll edit the project and we'll make WASM enabled and save the changes. We should see that it is checked now. Yay. Okay, I'm just gonna something that's been bothering me forever. Save changes on here, or I guess this one. We're going to wrap this in padding only right. I think like 12 will probably look good. That looks much better. And we're going to do it here too. I imagine it's the same. Oh, it already had it there. Look at that. I fixed it there, just not here. And I did the same thing. Yes, save changes. Do I have an icon here? I don't have an icon. Let's also add that icons.done. That's just for the magic routes. There we go, save changes. Okay, cool. What were we testing again, guys? WASM. Yes. Okay, so we should have WASM enabled. And then let's go here, go to our worker, and let's just trigger a deployment. So it's cloning the repo. And I will not save this file. Always save files. We also need some icons for these. Let's do that next. Okay. We're just going to let that do its thing. Alright, it's dash dash WASM. This will probably error out. I don't care. Maybe it'll work. Wicked. Okay, yeah, let's fix those little things. Let's find an icon that works for triggering. For deployment, like a crate, a box. I want like, I guess a airplane or a spaceship. How's there no spaceship? Do I have font awesome icons? I do. I wonder if there's like a deploy. Deploy dog. Ship. I don't think that's gonna be a spaceship. That's like a boat. I guess that kind of works. Spaceship. Space shuttle. What's space shuttle deprecated to? Shuttle space. That is an interesting naming. They must have other shuttles. Nope. I have no idea why they changed that. I don't like that. That's weird. We have to go to our icon search. Material icons. Gotta find a good icon for this. Is this really one? we have access to in Flutter? No. Let's just call like code update or something. Maybe like broadcast or like Wi-Fi or something. Or satellite. This might not be terrible. It's okay. Edit project. Icons.edit. What are the other, there's edit. Edit is fine. Cool. Now we just have icons here. Yeah, I don't like the trigger deployment thing. Bullseye. I wish this would like. I wish there's like. Is there like a Flutter material icons? I just want a place I can search and see them all in one spot. This is not the place. List of all. A list of all Flutter icons. Okay, yeah, this is not what you think it is. It says to use a Google Fonts website, but this is not up to date with everything Flutter has. Maybe it's just like a publish. Let's just use that. That's really what you're doing. You're publishing your app. That seems fine with me. Okay. Did this actually like error out? It did succeed. There's an issue. Yeah, there's an issue with this. Like it looks like it finished, but for some reason it's still spinny here. I want to get to the bottom of that actually. Okay, so project detail component, project detail screen. We need to find our, there it is. Oh, it's right, call widget. Latest deployment. Latest deployment. Oh, we have this refresh button. That works, but that's annoying. Okay. So that's view all deployments, and then the deploy list tile widget. Yeah, we just need a way to actually like pull this sort of thing. A few ways we could do it. Easiest thing is we make a stateful widget. And we'll have a init state. And we'll init our state, and then we will go off and check for updates. We also need to have a timer. This will be a late final timer. Timer.periodic. And is duration the first thing? Yep. We'll check every, 3 seconds, 5 seconds. That'll be enough. And then is it the function that goes in here? How does this work again? Timer.periodic. Yeah, it's a function. And we'll just call our check for updates function here. This will be a future void check for updates. Now, what are we actually looking at? Widget.deployment. So what we're going to do is actually make the late final deployment, and we're going to set deployment right here is going to equal to widget.deployment. Then we can actually, every time we do widget.deployment down in this stuff, we'll actually reference the word deployment. And in our check for updates, we just need to essentially data equals, oh shit, we're not going to have access to this stuff. We needed to make this a stateful consumer widget. That's one way to do it. Or we could pass through the function, the onCheck function. Oh man. Function, handle update. So we can pass in a thing like this. Just kind of thinking this through. Handle update. So what do we want to do here? This is going to be asynchronous. Return or final p d equals ref dot read deployment repository provider dot retrieve, and here we need to pass in project dot latest deployment dot id, which we know is not null, or I guess there's a chance this could be null for somehow. I don't think that could ever happen though, so let's just wrap it to be safe. Cool. So this should be a whatever, but we want to await it. And now this should be a deployment, and we want to return d.fold. If an error happens, we'll just call it error, we'll just kind of return the project.latest deployment, just whatever it was there. And updated deployment, we're going to return the updated deployment. Now, how do we decorate this properly? I guess at the very end, we just need to do the same thing here. Return this. Okay, what is it saying? There's an error. Oh, it needs to be a future function. There we go. And then, oh. Oh, this could be exclamation because we already know what it is. Okay, that works. So basically, we're just passing this function so we don't have to pass through, like do this as a river pod component, all that kind of stuff. But what we'll do is we'll await our handle update function, which is actually going to be widget.handleUpdate. And this needs to be async. And that means this should be a project or a deployment. Yep. And then we can go set state deployment equals deployment. Now I realize this cannot be final because we're actually updating it in state, which makes sense. And we want to use this actually, not deployment. Okay, so now it should actually be periodically doing this thing. Now what we should be checking though before we do this is if deployment dot, I think we have something for ready, dot completed dot status equals deployment. What is status, anyways? Deployment status. We already have some checks for this, I think, somewhere. It's in our. It's in here. Ready. Yeah. So if it equals ready, or even if deployment dot status is equal to deployment status dot error, because if there's an error, we also don't want to keep checking. So here we would just return out, but we can also make it a little bit more optimized to actually use our timer dot cancel. Cool. Make this a const. Let's test that out. Gonna cancel. Otherwise, we get data. We call the handle update. This might work. Save everything. It seems we have a problem somewhere. Oh shit, we use this in multiple places. Haha. No! How? This was kind of... Fuck. Okay, I think we just need to actually move this logic into here. What if we just... Okay, where are the places we have this? 3 places. They're all things with ref. I mean, we could pass ref through. We could also pass an instance of the deployment repository provider, or we could just convert this, do this the proper way, and convert it to a stateful consumer widget. Let's just do it that way. Okay, so this is going to be a stateful consumer widget, which I need to remember how that works. That's not even what it's called, I don't think. Okay, let's just make one. Stateful. We won't get the Dart stuff there. Stateful consumer. Okay, and we'll just name this test. Test. Sure. Okay, so we need to import that. Okay, so this becomes this. And instead, we do consumer state of that stuff, which is that. And then we need this to also be consumer state. Okay, it wasn't that hard. Wasn't that hard. Now we can delete all this. And now, our check for updates function, instead of calling the handle update, we will basically grab, where did we write this code? We wrote it somewhere. This code here. So it's basically this, I think. So now we actually have access to ref. And oh shit. Retrieve. Yeah, we don't need all this. We just need get our deployment.id. And let's just do something like if deployment equals null. I'm just going to return out. Then we don't really want to return anymore. We just want to handle our fold. So we won't do anything in that case. We also don't have to return here. But in the case that we have an update, we basically just get a set state. Okay, this is way better. And this will be equal to here. Set state, da da da. Okay, cool. Now we're going to get rid of this stupid thing. What a silly idea. And now we can get rid of this code too. And everything's cleaner and everything's working. Well, let's test it out. How do we test this? Yeah, we need to do another deployment. I'm going to do a full little reset here, just to make sure. So we should see it show up there. Oh. Or do we not? What? Oh. We need a way to refresh. What is the new deployment? There's a whole bunch. Oh, cannot use ref after it's disposed. That's a problem. Can I step into that and see where it was happening? It's right here. Okay, where do we do this? Is there like a mounted? I think we can just wrap this in if mounted. Okay. And that's, I think, partly because I did like a rebuild. But we basically don't want to call this if... Okay, what I want to do is actually just delete literally all these pending deployments. Just going to break our lovely site for a minute, but that's okay. Deployments. I'm just literally going to check all of them and delete them. Fresh start. Click play, rebuild. And this should now say no deployments yet. That makes sense. Let's trigger a deployment. Deploy. So it should show up in here, unless I don't have a way to actually do that. I do, yeah. So there it is, showing up. And we just want to see if without any user interaction, when this finishes, if the little spinner goes away. That's the idea. Hey, Aradhya, is that close? Is that close? Did I get your name right? We are working on essentially a continuous integration deployment hosting service for Flutter web apps, built in Flutter Web on the front end, with a bonus feature that, if you're interested, I'll show you what it does because it's pretty cool. So this is, you can think of it like as Vercel or whatever, but just for Flutter Web, or something like CodeMagic, with like a hosting side as well. Okay, we're uploading to S3. That's good. Oh, look, it turned to a check mark. Everything's working. We got all of our logs here. Haha, beautiful. Cool. Okay. We can call that done. I mean, that wasn't really even in our trail list, but this was. Okay, this is a to-do. We don't need to do that now. I haven't touched that yet. And auth token config. I guess we could probably do that pretty quickly. What would this be on? This would be on our magic route. Route utils, or something, distribution utils. Route. So where do we actually make the API call? It'd be in requests.get. Yeah. Okay, so we need to kind of have a way to, if the route has an API auth header. Oh yeah, okay, auth. Or is this how I decide? How did I decide to do this? Let's just go to our routes. Auth header key and auth header value. I feel like that is not set up correctly. Magic model, magic route model. So what do we have here? We have API auth header key and API auth header value. So let's actually change that to say that API auth header key, and let's just search the project for this because it probably comes up in some other places. Yeah, serializer. Yeah, that's it. And then we'll also do one for value. Which will be the same. Value. Value. All right. So now we can actually go and make migrations. Just gotta do something real quick. Okay. Okay, we made migrations and we are going to migrate. Okay, that should be good. Now, what were we actually going to do? Yes, we wanted to check. We need to basically check if API auth header value. We'll check that first. And this is obviously part of route. We need to essentially actually add those things. And what we can do is we can have a header key equal to authorization. That'll kind of be like the default. But if route.api key header key, then we'll just set the header key to that, meaning we can actually make this a little bit better. We can use this or basically fallback. That's how you can do a fallback in Python the easiest way. If this is like empty or none or falsy, it'll just fall back to that. So now we have our header key and we know our header value, and let's just actually just kind of keep this clean. And then I just need to know how do we actually send up headers in requests. Let's just, the easiest way is to ask our good friend. In Python requests, I want to do a get request with a custom header. It's probably just like headers equal this. Like it's probably so simple. Yeah. Headers. Cool. We'll just do that. And is there like a headers equal headers? So I'm going to make a variable called headers. Headers equal this, and then basically we can just set headers equal header key. Oh, header key, header value. Done. And that's just if people want to make their, have their backend handle things a little bit differently. They can customize a safe key. Make everything work. Okay, let's mark that off the to-do list. Let's also close a whole bunch of stuff. Don't need this, don't need this, don't need this, don't need this. Actually, we want that. Did our thing actually work? It does. That's funny. I built in WebAssembly and it worked. Amazing. Okay. Auth token config. This is done. Although, actually, we should probably test it. At least, like, make sure it's saving properly. So let's go to our routes. Let's go to it's probably this one. Nope. It is this one. So we have API auth header key. Oh shit. Oopsie. This should be value. That's okay. That's just the presentation name of it. Doesn't change anything. Reload. There we go. Header key value. So let's make sure that this works. So we'll just do something like authorization bearer 123. Well, that's a pretty common thing, and we should see those go in there. There they are. Okay, we're good. Done. Damn. Okay. Wait, loading screen we did. Oh no, we didn't do loading screen. Generate this. Okay, went through all these things. These are all to-dos. Great. To test. Let's just take a quick look at these. I think they're all good. So what was it? Project card context menu. Let's go to here. I know we can. Let's just try duplicating it. Cool. Good enough for me. Seemed to work. Let's just move this here. Branch name, duplicate and edit. Text formatter, that's good. Mobile. I mean, that's probably still, I need to take another pass at that, so let's just put that in front end. We'll go back to mobile at some point, because new things that require, because yeah, what does this even look like on mobile? Well, I know this isn't really real mobile. We also need to do settings. I mean, that's probably a whole thing. But what else? Yeah, what were we testing here? Log out, sure. Okay, OG image size, that's fine. We got that working. Yeah, yeah. Setting screen. Well, we have the screen, but I wouldn't say it's done. Cool. Okay, we're in a good spot. I got a bit more time. I might start working on what I originally wanted to work on, which is billing, but it feels good to know so much is done. Let's commit those codes. What do we even do? It was like some fixes, polish, fun. Okay, I will be right back. Back. Yeah. I don't care about this right now. Okay, so we're going to make a new account called dash host. Country operation, Canada. I'm using test data. That's what I want to use. Okay, so we're gonna get Stripe. At least, I mean, I only have like a half hour probably, but I'm gonna start getting Stripe integrated so that we can start accepting money for this. Okay. We're gonna make a product. It's going to be called dash host. We'll probably have a we'll have a free version. That's fine. I mean, this is just dev. Let's just have pro. We'll start with that at least. Okay, it's recurring, and maybe it's $20 a month. US dollars. Billing period monthly. Cool. And we're not going to worry about annual versus whatever, at least right now. Okay, so let's go to our env file. We'll have Stripe product pro equals to equals this. Yay. That is fine with me. Okay, now we need to figure out some other stuff like our API keys and everything. This is in test mode, so feel free to steal my API key. Stripe API key public is going to be equal to this. Stripe API key secret will be this. Okay. Wicked. Webhooks. So, what we're going to do is run, we have something called bscepter, and it is exactly what we need right now. Nope. Make, oh, I may need to go into the service directory again. Make bscepter. Bscepter. And hopefully this is still set up. There we go. We want to use dash host. And then we add an endpoint. Oh yeah, they also have their own tunneling thing, but I'm just going to use bscepter. So this is going to allow us to tunnel webhooks, which is kind of cool, so that we don't have to deploy every time we want to test this. Okay, so I have that. This will be my proxy. And the events we care about are going to be things to do with subscription. Occurs when a customer signs up for a plan. Yeah, we want that. When they remove their plan, if they pause their plan. Occurs when a customer subscription pending update applied. Okay. I'm just gonna get all and resume. We definitely want that. Trial will end. Let's hook into that too, because if we end up having a trial, version updated. Okay, that's about it. Okay. Hey, look, it gives us some Python code. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, this is Ruby. Come on, Python. Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do, we also want to go slash v1 slash webhook slash stripe, something like that. It's going to be our endpoint. So let's make that. Where does this live within? Well, it'll be inside our API. We would make a new folder called webhook. I guess webhooks. Then we must, of course, make an init.py. Oh no. Init.py. In here, we'll have a new file called urls.py, and we'll have a new file called views.py. I think that's probably all we need. Okay, for URLs, let's just grab URLs from anywhere. So here we want /stripe, and we're going to have something called stripe webhook view, which does not exist. And we want to go from .views, import this. Okay, cool. Save that. And we need to now go into our webhook views and make that class webhook view, and this will be a generic API view, which is not getting imported. So let's just look at any other view. This comes from here. Yeah, generic API view. Okay, cool. We need that. Yeah, that's cool. And we're gonna have a def post self request args quargs. And what the heck? Oh, I only had one there. Okay, cool. Wicked. Let's look at the Python code here. So they have all this stuff. Let's literally just grab this. Right, and we'll get it all indented. This should be here. And of course, we need to import in these things. Okay, we need to install this. So let's stop our server. Pip install stripe. And we'll go to our requirements.file, requirements, whatever, and what version of Stripe do we got? 10.8. So let's throw this down here. Now we have our Stripe. Construct event, endpoint secret. What the heck is that? Oh, they have the code here. Okay, this is your Stripe CLA webhook secret for testing your input locally. Do I need that? And it equals this. I guess we'll just paste this in. Let's put this here. That is new to me. I don't think I need that. And then all of these need to be indented. Oh no. Okay, so we're just gonna go like this. Command D a bunch of times and go like that. And go like that. And we do things. I mean, these are all using the same thing, right? So I don't know why we need to put this in every single one. But it's fine, I guess. Let us just then at the very end, for testing purposes, print event and print subscription. Okay, request headers, stripe sig header. Where does this come from? Okay, there's our sig header, cool. Alright. Print invalid sig, not sure. And we will print invalid payload. And we need to make sure that at the end of all this, we actually return a response of empty or whatever, and then 200. So that Stripe doesn't say, hey, your things are failing. Oops. I want to use, that's from requests. We don't want that. From REST framework dot response, import response. That seems right. Okay. Let us test that out. Okay, so we have that. We need to go to our main URLs, or API URLs rather, and actually allow our Stripe, or wait, webhook, to use api.webhook.urls. And webhook URLs, webhook. Did I not make this? API, oh, it's webhooks. .urls. Okay, then we get to Stripe. Okay, let's see if this works. So let's run our server again. I do see a question in the chat. I will get to it in a moment. Okay, how do we test this out now? So we're going to click Add Endpoint. And I think there's a way to send a test request. Waiting for events. Go to webhooks. Update details, disable expire secret. Okay. I mean, let's just try it this way. Add customer. Tyler Savory. Add customer. And then we can go here. And we go to subscriptions, add a subscription. And we'll use our Dash House Pro. Cannot create. Oh. We need this customer to have payment stuff. Let's do that. So this is test data, so it's totally fine. Customer doesn't have any chargeable. You need to create a new payment. Oh, payment methods. That's what I meant to look for. Payment method. So let's not do that. It's 4242 4242 4242. This is just a Stripe test credit card. 04 42. Any numbers? What's this? More options. Yeah, we don't care about that stuff. All right. So subscription. Let us go like this and add this and automatically charge and create test description. And what's cool is, although it didn't work, we got the webhook. So it's saying something to do with the no signature matching for payload. I think it's something by passing in this. Like, I don't think I actually need that because I'm not using the this one here. So let's now, good thing is all these will fire webhook. Let's just do pause payment collection, or no, let's just delete it. Cancel subscription. We'll refund them. Okay, and secret. Okay, it does need secret. So does it just... Is the secret supposed to be my Stripe key? Let's try that. Settings dot... Which, now I have to, Stripe API key secret. So we actually have to add this to our settings. Project settings, new file called stripe.py. And where can I get this from? env.str, and we need it to be called this. And we're just gonna grab these all. These are gonna be required. Basically, the server won't even start if these aren't set. Okay, and we need to remember in our init.py that we include stripe. And save this file. Oh, we need to also import settings from django.conf, import settings. And it doesn't seem like we need these two things. I'll put this at the top. Okay. Question in the chat. What kind of things do you like to build? Tell me about, sell yourself. Tell me about what languages you use and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, we go back to Stripe now, and we're actually going to add a subscription, -host pro, create test subscription. And let's see, okay, no signature matching the expected signature. Beautiful. Sig header. I think it's because this isn't actually how you get it in Django. I'm going to open up another project where I'm doing something similar in. Webhook, what the hell? Stripe. Be in API. No, user subscription, or where the heck do I do this? Am I in the right project? How do I not have, okay, webhook. Here we go. Okay, so, oh, we do pass, wait. Okay, event, stripe.event.construct from. So, okay, it's slightly different. That's fine though. So we're using this, and then where do you actually get the data from? Payload, request.data. Yeah, request.data. Maybe it's it's probably request.headers. We could just do this the other way that I'm doing it here, where we just make an event instead of the full thing. Event, stripe.event can construct from, and then we want to grab our this guy right here. And that should do it, I think. Let's just get rid of this weird thing. Okay, so let's try canceling this now. Stripe doesn't have to be hard, guys. There it is, look. We're printing out the thing, and everything's good. Cool. All right, so now how to actually handle the other stuff. I think that's a problem for another day. But basically, we have webhooks now, and I think what I have to do next is when webhook comes, depending on the type, we basically like change something with the user. I'm not sure if I'm going to attach this right on the user or have a separate model that represents the description. That's what I'm going to think about and fiddle with, but whatever. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here for now. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching.